think that's weird. Okay, threesomes are fine. Woo! But it was actually a foursome.
It's the camera.
It was someone else running the camera.
That's what I mean. It's one thing if you want to have a threesome, but
no, it wasn't a threesome. It was 2 boys and 2 girls.
Oh, good Lord! It was just a crowd.
It was a crowd.
No,
Crowd
but
sex.
everyone found out through that tape how well endowed he is.
Well, would a guy who wasn't do the photos?
saying.
That's why I'm saying
Really.
Anthony Weiner. Maybe he doesn't have a big wiener because it wasn't naked. I don't know. Or maybe I don't know. Really, why am I caring? But it's, why am we talking about it? I don't know. Let's change the topic. It's our last show. I'm wasting it on Anthony Weiner's wiener. All right. We're going to take a break. We'll be back. It's Rosie Radio, the last day.
Rosie Radio.
Producerial Glory has chosen and put together and asked us our favorite moments of the show. James, take it. Who's first?
Well, let's start with, how about Jeanette, our executive producer?
Favorite moments, because we were really sort of just going, what was it? It's so hard to remember, first of all the stuff that happened, and then it's so hard to pick it out. It would have been Quantum Leap Accelerator, but I felt that we've heard that a lot.
Yes.
I don't know, maybe we should have a quick Quantum Leap Accelerator. But
Yeah.
Quantum Leap Accelerator!
There we go.
Ah, didn't that feel good?
It did.
But can you guess what my favorite moment would have to be?
I don't have any idea.
I bet
I
you
didn't
do.
know.
I bet you do.
Think about it.
Oh my God! How the hell would I know?
I know, really.
I don't have. There's been so many. When he asked me to think of one, I couldn't even think.
really was hard.
Okay, Deirdre just showed me something, and I know what you're referring to, but I don't know how it relates to the show.
Howard!
Howard
was my favorite moment.
When he came in, or when you were talking
when he
about
talked
it?
about when he started
Do
talking
you have
about
a clip?
it. Yeah.
Let's hear. Howard Stern apparently took the audio of us talking about your love for him.
Yeah.
And then he talked about it yesterday, and I've just heard.
Yeah, I just heard somebody
I just
said,
got a little
Lou.
text that he was talking about you today as well.
Unlimited head. You know, that's like sticking you. That's like having a hose attached to your penis. She must really be.
Yeah, she just wants you all the time.
Yeah, well, she hasn't smelled my balls yet. She might rethink that.
That might be a little bit of a road bump.
No, it won't be. No.
Again, because of the Zycam, you have no sense of
I have
smell.
No sense of smell. Oh, here's a message for Howard, because as I pointed out, I am not I am no longer a young hot babe, but I was a young hot babe, and I had a lot of experience with men. So I am telling you right now, Mr. Stern, I recognize a hot man when I see him.
It sounded a little bit like you were extolling your virtues of downtowning.
Oh, I'm great at head.
Jesus, Jeanette.
no,
Carney Wilson's daughter.
No. A long time ago, my friend Joe, a gay man, taught me on a garden vegetable. Suddenly so wrong.
Suddenly so wrong. Okay, Robert.
Where else will I
Nothing
ever
wrong
have a
I
chance
can
to get
think.
Howard Stern's attention at all?
Every
so that was
Friday
a high
you can
moment.
be begging for it. So. All right, Robert Pierce, favorite moment.
Okay, well, again, like everybody else, I had so many favorite moments, but there's one moment that actually made me tear up.
Really?
And, yeah, and those are when we have performers in,
Oh, yeah.
when Betty Buckley sat in the room and sang for us.
Oh, is that what you picked, that
Yeah,
whole song? Let's
yeah.
hold that till the end.
Okay.
We'll take that out to the break, but I
Okay.
agree, that was a good one. We'll do that into the break after the segment. Deirdre, favorite moment.
Well, someone already picked mine.
What was
so I'm
yours?
not going to
Was
say
the
what
Howard
it is.
Stern thing?
No. It was the someone.
It's gonna come.
Yeah, it's going to come. But my
yours.
favorite,
Well, say it if it was what?
It's when you by accident shot the cod liver oil all over yourself.
Fish oil.
Yeah.
I thought it was vitamin
Yeah.
E. Roll it,
Yeah.
James. Roll that. Oh, dear God, this was bad. I'm drenched in vitamin E now. And I'm
Rub
probably...
that in. That's really good for your skin, and it'll take away scarring. It's really good.
Okay. I'm going to put vitamin E on my face. There we go. That. Oh, you want to know something? Oh, my God, this is the funniest thing. That is not vitamin E. It's fish oil. It's fish oil. I just put fish oil all over my face. Oh, dear Lord. Does somebody have Windex? Give me something. I'm going to throw up. Oh, dear Lord. Oh, it was horrible. Seriously. Now, you know what people are going to say? All lesbians smell like that. Oh, that's kind of funny in a sick way. That was your favorite moment. All right. And what was your other one? You chose another one?
When she chugged a beer in 9 seconds.
Oh, our Clamato day. Remember?
Clamato.
Clamato.
Yes, I do.
When you discovered beer and tomato
Yes, the
juice.
Tracy Koch-Anders.
Yeah.
Clamato, yes. Let's hear. Jeanette Barber, claiming in 3 seconds that you can do this.
I know I can't.
Go. Oh my God, 9 seconds. Holy shit, Jeanette. I am stunned.
Do I make promises I can't keep? I do not.
I am stunned, Jeanette.
Look, practice, I could get back to my 3 seconds.
Oh my God, Jeanette, I thought you would
You really
never
didn't think I could do
I didn't think you could do it. I thought you were full of crap.
No, I can.
That's loving,
That is
isn't it?
shocking.
It's a lot
I,
better when
I
you
didn't
think
even
fast.
remember that one, truthfully.
Really?
Like, that was the thing.
That was
when
really early on.
When James wrote, so what was your favorite moment? I thought, I really can't think of one. Like, I don't want to say this because I don't want it to sound odd, but it blurs to me. Like, 2 hours of just hanging with your friends talking. And then if somebody said to you, pick something that you liked when you were hanging, like, what? Like, it's so for me in the moment that,
And it's just
like, I like that guest. Although there were guests I
Right.
really did like, but I don't know.
I think we're all that way. I know. We'll be driving home in the car sometimes, trying to go, what did we talk about today? No idea. We don't know.
It was hard coming up with favorite
Well,
moments.
that's what I thought. I thought it was difficult. So mine was the fish oil, right?
Yeah.
James? Okay, and Pete.
And
you
that
have
was Jeannie's, too, so that was a
those
big,
genies.
big
Okay, that was
favorite.
everybody's.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Mine was really easy. It's been the highlight, I think, is getting to hear truckers blow their horns. And I remember the first trucker, Deb, who called in.
Let's hear.
I
Now,
love it.
could you do the horn? Could we hear it? Could you do the horn?
Sure.
Go ahead, do the horn. How excited we were.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. I don't know, but we thought it was fantastic that somebody could blow a horn.
Well,
Right?
it was so much fun, and we hadn't thought. If you come from TV, the idea that people are riding around in vehicles listening to you was quite a foreign thing. So it was absolutely new to us at that point, and kind of cool because it's like a whole separate culture we didn't even think about.
No, it was a whole group of people. Like,
Yeah.
That's been one of the most enriching parts of this in some ways, was to be able to speak to all the truckers. I loved it. I really, you don't ever imagine what life is like for people who, for their living, drive all over the highways of the United. And now when I see truckers driving by, I think, I wonder if they're listening to the radio. I wonder what their cab looks like. Are they cold in there? I never imagined the life of a trucker before doing this show.
When you were a kid, do you remember you used to putting your arm out the window and doing the pull sign to have him beep the horn?
Yeah.
I did it all the time as a kid.
I remember getting a CB radio when I was, actually my father dated a woman named Jill who had 4 kids when I was like in 8th grade. And one of the kids, Kenny, he had a CB radio at his house. So I was like thinking it was the coolest thing. Breaker 19, breakity break. This is Twinkle Toes coming at you. Coming at you. I actually said that, coming at you.
But the one other thing about truckers, speaking of that book that I keep harping on, 365 Thank Yous, when you're thinking of who to thank, truckers, because you just don't notice the people. Without them, the stores would be empty. Without them, we wouldn't have enough food. So when you think about it, that's what they're doing. They're making, affordable products for us because you can't fly them in. So you look around, it's amazing how many people we really could thank. So thank you, truckers.
Thank you, truckers, exactly.
Thank you, Checker Pat.
Okay, James, did you pick one?
Yeah, I did. This is something that became one of the buttons that we used all the time. Let me just take you back for a second. You know any other role she played?
You haven't seen it?
I've seen a clip.
I used to watch it every year.
I've seen
Me
the
too.
clip
I
with
used to watch it all the
Julie
time.
Armstrong woman.
Julie Armstrong? Oh, dear Lord, Jeanette.
What's her name?
Julie Andrews, for God's sake.
Wow.
Julie, how could you say that about Julie Andrews?
Jeanette, do you know any other role she played?
Yes, that one with Victoria.
That's
I've
the
been
only
drinking
other
this
thing you can
morning.
think of when
Anything
you think
else?
of Julie Armstrong.
Did she do that one that was written by that man with
Here
the
it is.
Mary Poppins, you asshole! Mary Poppins! Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one.
That was my favorite.
People are tweeting in now. They love when we spray painted Shady. We forgot about that. That was a good one. You didn't forget?
No, that's Shoshana's.
That's
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Shoshana, this was yours?
Yeah.
She walked all the way to the mic to say, yeah.
This was, I hope that people listening can understand how hilarious it was because they weren't able to see it like we were. But to be sitting in that room with an interview going on with Joe Frost and then have Pete completely on the side painting a squirrel was just priceless.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. All right, let's hear it.
You know what parents are asking these days.
Right, we got
Spray
him.
it.
We just sprayed the squirrel, okay?
Oh, my word.
We
It
got
did.
Shady spray painted. Now he's traumatized. Oh, dear Lord.
He looks like a punk squirrel.
Yeah, what does he look like? It is special livestock spray paint so that we're not going to
It
get...
is.
That was good. That was Joe Frost who was here, right? Super Nanny talking, and then all of a sudden Pete attacked the squirrel in the middle of the interview. That was fun. That was funny.
You know, the whole Shady thing, that was another, it became a bigger part than we actually always think about. Because of that Shady thing, you started the Shady Cam. Because of the Shady Cam, there was a chat room for people. The Blog Tarajas live chatted, and people made friends in that environment where they wouldn't have been able to before, all because of a little squirrel and a little Pete.
Was his descendants too, as many generations, I think, of Shady family.
Remember Bosco?
Remember
climbing
Bosco
the wall?
climbing the wall? It was like the stunt Matrix squirrel.
Yeah.
Lou, did you pick one, Lou?
Yes, I did. When the American Idiot Boys came in from the Green Day play, that was the best performance I've ever been a part of in radio, and I actually teared up.
You did?
Yeah.
That's nice to hear.
Yep.
Let's take a listen to that one.
Like my father's come to pass, 20 years has gone so fast. Wake me up when September, wake me up.
That was a great show. It's closed now, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful show. Loved it. Amanda, you got one?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, my favorite moment was when, remember we were talking about that woman who died because she fell in the water?
No. Yes, that was mean but
so
funny.
many people called about that and said that they were laughing so hard they were crying in their cars when that aired. So that's my favorate moment.
Okay, let's listen to that.
Okay, but you know the video of the woman who's stomping on grapes? And then she falls. Can we pull that up?
There's a real video of
But here's the thing. She gets like really injured.
Oh my God! Oh no! Oh jeez! What's happening? She did that! What the hell?
Oh dear.
Holy crap!
No, I think she.
They just went back to the Fox News people, and they're just sitting there.
I can't breathe.
When did that happen? When did this happen?
She falls off the platform.
Wait a minute, did she break anything?
Nobody knows.
Where did this
We have
happen?
to find this woman.
How long ago was this?
This was a while ago.
Oh my God, that's still funny. That's sort of,
I wasn't here, was I? I don't even remember that.
The woman in the, maybe that was when you were in
Maybe it was.
Bosnia or wherever. But they were,
Stomping grapes.
Yeah, stomping grapes, and she fell right off the,
Out of the tin.
oh my God, it was,
And off the platform.
I don't want to say it, but it was freaking hysterical.
Oh my
It
God.
really was hysterical. I don't know. A few people have said that they liked the night of me and Jeannie and Jackie recalling our Margaritaville.
Oh, remember when you went to wherever it was here? Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Casa del
remember that.
Sol.
That
That's
was a good
right.
one.
We have some callers saying their favorite moments. If you have a favorite moment, call in. I don't think we can pull it up that quick, but you never know. James
Well, we can talk about it.
James is quite handy. Rex from Michigan. Hey, Rex.
Hey there, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Just wanted to say you guys have been great. I've lost 100 pounds over the last year.
Oh, my Lord. Good for you, Rex. How did you do that?
Well, I had a fractured vertebrae, and the only way I could get relief was to actually walk. So I started walking, and then my partner and I both lost 100 pounds, and I'm actually outside right now in the wind, so doing my 5-mile walk. So
Wow. Well, congratulations, honey. That's a pretty impressive feat.
exactly. So gonna miss you guys all. Just want to also say prayers and thoughts to Jeannie and her husband.
Yes.
And my favorite moment was probably Shirley MacLaine. I just love how down to earth and just real, how real she was. So
I
it was
agree.
great.
She's pretty amazing, and every time I get to chat with her, it's like a gift. I think she's a pretty unique individual, and a blessing for all of us to have here around our reality this time. You know, she's amazing. I agree. Rosetta from Illinois. Hello, Rosetta.
Hi there. I'm going to miss you so much. My favorite moment is every moment that you guys have been on the air.
Oh, wow, that's
how
sweet.
nice are you?
Well, I got a chance to talk to you one time about voting and union members and stuff like that, and I was just thrilled. But it's every day that I drive, you're on the radio, and I'm going to miss that terribly. But I will listen on Fridays, I promise.
All right,
You're sweet. And don't forget that during the week we've got best ofs. And starting, when are you starting? When are you going on the air?
October, I think.
Starting in October, Even Own is going to be here. So we're going to have it all still available.
Even Own.
Even Own.
Exactly. Yeah, well, that's fun. All right, so as we go to break, let's take a listen to Betty Buckley. Bob's singing. Which song is she going to be singing?
I told him to pick either one of them because both of them were amazing.
It's As If We Never Say Goodbye, right? That was the one, my favorite. Let's take a listen. This is Betty Buckley as we go to break. We'll be back after this.
Early morning madness. We'll have magic in the making. Yeah. He never said goodbye. We taught the world.
Gotta say, you make me cry. I love Betty Buckley. I love me some Betty Buckley. We'll be back right after this. Don't go away.
Rosie Radio.
Sirius XM.
It's real.
Do you like it? I love it. Sirius XM 107.
I'm John Nash.
And I'm Tim Bennett.
Together, we host the Focus Group every Saturday on OutQ.
And we believe that there should be no limits on how far you can go.
Or how quickly you can get there.
You know what's a great way to get things going?
What, Tim?
The 2011 Volkswagen Tiguan.
Isn't the Tiguan an SUV?
Yes, but it has a turbocharged engine.
I do know the 2011 Tiguan was recently named a top safety pick by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety.
Power, refinement, and safety. What else could you ask for?
A jetpack?
Dare to dream, John.
A compact SUV with a turbo engine standard. That's Das Auto. The focus group on OutQ is brought to you by Volkswagen and the 2011 Tiguan. Go to VW.com and check out the full line of Volkswagen vehicles and tune into the focus group for an entertaining look at the outside of business. Sirius XM OutQ 108, Saturday mornings at 11 East. Top safety pick test performed by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. For details, visit IIHS.org. See VW.com for more information on safety features. Always obey local speed and traffic laws.
Bruce Fabrizio, inventor of Simple Green, the finest non-toxic cleaner in the world. For more than 35 years, I have worked to establish truth in labeling laws.
Call Rosie on Rosie Radio. 8779 for Rosie. Rosie Radio.
Alrighty, well, we're back on this, our very final day. And now, Rihanna. No, I'm kidding. Nobody's here. What about this thing you were telling me this morning, Jeanette, about the cell phones?
Oh, yeah. You know, we've been hearing you on and off for years. You read a report, cell phones cause cancer. No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. No, it doesn't. Well, the World Health Organization put out a new report where they re-examined all existing research, and they have now put cell phones in the same category as some dry cleaning fluids and pesticides, as in may cause cancer. But the thing that interested me the most, I saw on CNN, Dr. Sanjay Gupta, who said that the cell phones cause a particular kind of brain tumor that starts with a Z. Glioma. And he said...
Which I think they should rename that because the show Glee shouldn't be associated with a negative thing. But go ahead.
You make a good point.
Why don't we just pronounce it glioma?
Okay, glioma. Mm-hmm.
We'll make that call. So with the glioma, but it has a 20-year incubation period, and cell phones have only been heavily used in the United States for 15 years. So we don't know. And the place with the most gliomas, it's in, does it have it in that article? Sweden. It's one of those Nordic countries, and it's a country that started using heavy cell phone use more like 20 years ago, and they've got lots more tumors than anybody else, which is really scary. Because it can take that long for it to grow inside your head. And I immediately worried about Deirdre.
Yeah. I am
because she lives on that thing.
Yeah. That's
you don't have a real phone in your house.
No, that's my job. That's what I do.
First of all, I want a real phone in your house.
I guess I should get a real phone. And I'm going to start using the,
the ear thing. That's what Dr. Sanjay
Not
Gupta
the one
does.
that's the Bluetooth that I think has got to be worse.
Because that's still part of it. No, it's the kind on the wire that comes up to your ear.
Deirdre, do you think you use it, do you use it a lot?
Oh, yeah, because I use it for work. The funny thing is I really don't use it for personal use. Like, I talk to my mom, my dad, Jeanette. I'm on the phone, I would say 90% of the day.
She's on the phone constantly.
Yeah.
And she never, and she'll call you back within a second. She's somebody that you could always get. And that when I heard the story, that was the first thing I thought is,
Yeah, I'm a
Deirdre.
little scared. I'm going to start using the headphones because Pete said that works.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's scary, because what do? A new thing comes out like a cell phone, and we're going to find out. Like,
Yeah,
right.
Shoshana had an interesting observation that, when watching Mad Men or when, looking at TV shows like pregnant people drinking and smoking, like our parents did, right?
Right.
They smoked and they drank, and we didn't have seatbelts in the cars. It just wasn't even a possibility to have seatbelts in the cars, right?
Yeah.
So, nowadays, if you don't buckle up, everyone's like, what, are you crazy? Right? So in 20 years, are we going to look back at our generation now and go, oh my God, they were using cell phones? They didn't know?
Yes, they are.
Right.
I'm sure they're going to. And they're also going to go, oh my God, they poisoned the food supply and no one rose up to stop them. Because the food is freaking poison in this country. I think a lot of that stuff is gonna happen. That idea of an incubation period, though, oh my God, that is just terrifying.
That it takes 20 years to show.
So that anything, anybody, all of us go, no, there doesn't seem to be anything. There could be a huge plague of gliomas coming.
Yeah. So does this make anyone want to stop using their cell phone? That's the real question.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
Bobby says no.
I mean, yeah, you're very good with accepting the norms the way they are and not feeling that there's anything to worry about.
Yeah. I don't know what you can do, though, honestly.
That's exactly why. Why suffer over the possibility of something that might happen?
Suffering? It takes suffering to use a headset to avoid a brain tumor? That's not suffering.
No, you're right. I guess the headset is one way to think about it. But
well, there's a lot of
I
things
just
you
meant
can
to
do.
not do it at all, to not use a cell phone.
I would use. I'm not stupid. I'm not going to sleep with it on my head, Jeanette. But I would use I would not stop using my cell phone. I'll use a headset. Or
so
use
to
an
me,
earplug
it makes
or
me
something.
want to use it as well. I use it so incredibly rarely anyway. If
you
want
don't even really look at it ever, do you?
No, I'm not really that interested.
First of all,
in
it's
receiving
from
phone
the
calls.
80s or 90s, her phone.
It's a perfectly nice
she
phone.
doesn't text, and it's never
It's
on.
lined up. It's etch-a-sketch.
It's never on.
Yeah, it's never on.
Even
Don't
if it
bother
is on, I
texting
can't
her.
hear it. No, don't bother texting me because I refuse to even look at those.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it.
I
Thin
know.
edge of the wedge. Then they make you start.
We saw another thing about in Florida, the drug tests.
Oh yeah, they
this
just
was a very
passed
big issue.
this.
Deirdre had a lot of feelings about this.
Yeah.
They passed a law saying what?
That for welfare recipients in Florida, they will have to undergo drug tests. They will have to pay for those drug tests themselves, and if they come up positive in any way, they lose their benefits.
And
well, actually,
when did this go into effect?
I just read it this morning, so and I actually said this, misspoke. If they are positive at all, they lose their benefits. However, they can choose a third party to give the benefits to benefit their children. So I'm a drug addict, but I can say give the money to Pete, and then Pete gets my welfare money, and then he gives it to me, and I still buy my drugs. But you know what I mean? It's the
That's
point
the whole
being they're
point. It's
trying.
just making a whole other layer of way to,
Yeah.
But Deirdre, you had a point that you think it's a good thing, right?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I do think that the government should pay for the drug testing, but, Jeanette was talking about, what about Uncle, Ed, who's on welfare. My whole thing is, I immediately pictured a mother with 5 kids that's a heroin addict, and I'm paying for her welfare, for her drugs, and that drives me nuts because already I'm pissed about the increase in taxes that we pay, and so I'm paying for her drugs. I don't like that.
See, I don't like that either, but to me, this isn't good. I don't like that, and I think that there needs to be, whatever the phrase welfare reform means, and they need to, seek out wherever there's, corruption and things that aren't exactly right. But to me, I think this is appalling. You now don't even, if you need help in this country, you don't even have the rights to your own bodily fluids. I think that is going over the edge, and I think that it is also, and I'm not to be personal to anybody in this room, but I think that it is awfully sanctimonious to sit back and say that all of those people over there, those poor people over there that I'm going to have to pay for, they need to hold a standard that is higher than most of us can actually meet.
That's not true, Jeanette. I mean, the government expects everyone to obey the laws, not just the poor people. It just so happens that if I'm going to give this poor person some money from the government, that I may want to make sure they're obeying laws.
Well, the problem is,
then we might as well put the cameras in the living rooms and have the cameras on us all at all times. And before you go to work at any kind, give them a cup of tea.
So are you saying it's okay to break the law as long as you're not caught?
I am saying that you should have the freedom of privacy to your own body, regardless of what you may or may not be doing.
Well,
That's what I'm
unfortunately,
saying.
this is happening because a lot of people do abuse the welfare system. There's a big part that don't, but I'm going to go back. I mean, I understand what you're saying,
Right.
and I totally agree with
Well, don't you
freedom and all
think
that.
with poverty comes addiction, right? With poverty comes the desire to escape the reality.
Not always.
Not always, but, it is.
Sometimes.
Yeah. I think probably more often than, people who are not suffering with the inhumanity that is heaped upon people who live below the poverty level, that the desire to escape that truth is pretty intense, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, like, if you drink it all, if it comes up that, like, in other words, they're
Drugs.
gonna...
It wasn't drinking.
No, it wasn't
drugs.
drugs. Okay. So if you smoke pot, let's say, and you're, a welfare mom, dad, you smoke pot, and they test it and it comes out that you smoke pot, then all your benefits are gone.
There's a 6-month ban for the first positive test. You're off of assistance for 6 months.
See, now,
After a second positive test, you are banned for 3 years.
Now, I know this is going to sound really hypocritical of me, but you see, when I think of this again, I don't think of pot. I think of heroin,
I
coke,
think of mescaline.
meth.
I think
But that
of,
isn't
you
what
know,
it is.
But it is pot, and there are
You're
people...
right.
It's gonna
You're
be
right.
pot.
Yeah, and there are people in prison. When I went to visit Martha Stewart, the vast majority of women who were there were in for drug offenses, and I thought, oh, probably heroin, or what kind of marijuana, that their
meanwhile,
husbands
a
or
rapist-
boyfriends were selling pot to make a living, but they were in the car, blah, 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 whatever,
Yeah.
And,
But the theory is not to break the law. If you have an issue with pot, then change the laws about pot so it's not illegal to smoke pot. The theory is you shouldn't break the law and then expect to get money from your government.
The theory is you should have a reasonable right to the privacy of your body.
Go ahead, Pete.
You, Bobby Pierce, take money from the government every time you step on a city sidewalk or drive on a road, right? So when is it going to be like, well, if we drug test you and you test positive that you one time smoked pot or whatever, then you don't get a driver's license?
Well, I have another question. What about weight? Right? What if
Right.
you're
When does it
overweight?
come to weight?
Right? I'm just saying. What if they say, well, listen, you're on welfare and you're not taking care of yourself. Therefore, you're 100 pounds overweight. We're not going to give you, where is the addiction and the way that you use another substance to escape? Food, alcohol, texting, whatever it is, internet porn. One of them is deemed more, one of them is deemed less acceptable than the other.
Right. But it's also, one of them is legal and one of them is not legal. Right now in this country, it is okay and legal to be overweight. It is not illegal. It is not legal to do heroin.
Uh-huh. Right.
But it's one picks and chooses which laws, because I remember when I was talking about the immigration bill in Arizona, and I was very harping